Today I'm going to Smoke House Deli in Bandra and we're trying the Ol'School Steak and Chips, which is cream spinach, creamy mushroom pepper jus and bearnaise. Welcome to episode 6 of Steakwars. My name is Sahil, I'm a death metal musician and a certified carnivore. I'm on a quest to find the best steak in Bombay and I'm taking the serial eaters along with me to make sure we leave no steak uneaten. Guess the cost of this steak and I'll reveal the price at the end of the video.
Thank you. Okay, so this is interesting. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces of steak which are very thin. So you can see it's less than an inch, I think. And I don't know how this is going to be cooked, but let's cut and find out. Also, there's not much of a crust on it. There's some crust. Also, why does it feels like the sauce has formed a skin on top, so it looks a bit like cheese. I know it's covered in sauce, but that looks like I think it's hit the medium well. So it's not fully tightened up. It's still got some jiggle, but it's definitely not medium. It's definitely cooked more than medium, and that's the thickest piece at the end. I will also cut the other pieces. This one feels a little more like medium. Either the knife is not super sharp or the steak is not super tender. Yeah, this is look a little more on the pinker side, so little inconsistencies in the cooking. Let's try this piece also. This also again slightly more on the medium well side, and the final piece also a little over, but that's I guess the issue when you have such tiny steaks. Obviously my steak is swimming in sauce now. It is nice and tender, as a tenderloin should be. Let's try the sides. Spinach is nice and creamy. Fries are fries, straight out of a bag, but crispy. And I especially like fries when they get soggy in the sauce. So the steak itself, the seasoning hasn't really stuck on. Most of the seasoning is coming from the sauce. It's a fairly tasty steak, kind of very home style, very Smoke House Deli actually. You know, if you want a steak and you don't want to spend too much money, I guess this is in that space. Very continental restaurant kind of cooking. The steak for me was a 7 out of 10 because it has a bit of nostalgia there that I get when I eat it, because it's like one of those everyday steaks that I ate while growing up, you know, the 90s continental restaurants. So while there were some inconsistencies in the cooking, the sauce was tasty, the sides were good, and for me it's just like a decent steak I could eat when I'm in the area and I need something quick to eat.
My rating for the steak would be 6.5.
I would give it a 7 out of 10. I like the steak. Seasoning could be a bit better, but with the sauce and with the fries, it paired really well. If you all have grown up eating meat with Indian flavors, this is meat with foreign flavors.
I would rate it 8. The steak was nice, the fries were also nice, and the sauce was also nice. As far as steaks go, I think it was okay. There was nothing very special or different about it.
I would rate the steak about 6.5 out of 10. I found it could have been slightly better, perhaps like with a side of red juice sauce to go along with it.
So this was the first time I had steak. I got to try 2 different types of bites. One was more well done, one was a little towards medium. Despite being the first time, I think had they made it properly medium, I would have liked it more. So my rating for the steak would be around 6.
This steak cost 795 on the menu and it was 918 with taxes and service charge. Where should I try steak next?